السلام علیکم. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. قال اللہ تعالیٰ فی کلامہ المجید لقد خلقنا الانسان فی احسن تقویم ثم رددناه اسفل سافلین. صدق اللہ العظیم. مولانا Rumi says, دی شیخ با چراغ ہمی گشت گرد شہر قصدام و دوم العلوم و انسانم آرزوست. زی ہمراہان سست عناصر دلم گرفت شیر خدا و رستم و دستانم آرزوست. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created man in the best of image. The short two verses that I quoted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I created man in the best of shape, best of form, and then I put him lowest of the low. The quote from Maulana Rumi that I just mentioned, the verse, Maulana Rumi says that there was the Shaykh who was roaming around in the street, and he was saying that all I see around me is animals and beasts, but I'm looking for a man, human being, and I can't see them. And he said that these slow walking, lazy people that I see around me, I am tired of them. I'm sick and tired of these things that I'm looking at. I'm looking for somebody who's brave and energetic and has the ability to really create something or do something. In other words, I'm looking for a Sher Khuda, lion of the God. In other words, a very strong human being, and somebody who's actually very courageous and strong, and I don't see any one of them out in front. Let me also quote a story from a person of God, a person who was connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was just on the street, not very well dressed, of course, and most of the time hungry, but depended on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to feed him. So there was this shopkeeper, you could say a Delhi person, and every once in a while when he would see him, he would just give him something to eat. And this particular time, when this person of God, person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this fakir went by, and the man offered him something to eat, and he thanked him for that. And he said, Maulana, or my dear elder person, please pray for me. And fakir said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you a human being. So he shrugged a little bit, and then a few days later, something happened. He came by. He was given some food to eat. He said, Maulana, can you pray for me? And he said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you a human being. And again, he tolerated that. And he said, okay. And went by again. A few days later, similar thing happened again. He came in, he was hungry, and he was offered the food. And again, pray for me, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me more bounty in the world. And the man said, the old man again said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you a human being. This time he got a little angry. He says, what do you think? I'm not a human being. You keep insulting me each time, and I'm trying to be nice to you. And what the Maulana did was take his hat that he had, turban, and put on that man's hat. The moment he put the hat on the other person's head, everything in front of him looked like animals. Cats, dogs, buffaloes, whatever else. He suddenly realized that what this man was actually looking at, when he saw me, he did not see any humanity in me. And he was praying for me to be really a true human being. Now, moral of that story is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us in the best of image, and yet how many of us do realize who we are? Because right after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I have put you at the lowest of the low. What happens is that when we are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are in the best of company and we are 100%. When we come down and our soul joins this physical body, we are put at the lowest of the low. Now we have to ascend to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you do that? By recognizing yourself who you are, looking within you and realizing that this is not you that you see in the mirror. What is you is within you, your spiritual being. And unless you have a spirituality and connect to it, you are zero. There are people that go around the world all their life and they have really not understood the purpose of their life. They don't connect to their Creator. They do not pray to Him. They do not feel Him within themselves. And they are the ones that are the lowest of the low. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at another place in Al-Quran says that some of the humans are like animals, even worse than animals. That word is also written in Al-Quran, that some human beings are like animals and even worse than animals. So how can you be worse than animals and call yourself a human being and a family person? Do we realize, do we understand that the same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that was there always is there today also? And He had His creation, He had His people, He continues to do His work, He continues to feed all of us, whether we believe in Him or not. And in here with us are living all those things that He has mentioned. Humans that look like animals, humans that behave like animals, humans that are actually agents of the shaitan. All of that is happening today also. They are all out there. All we have to know is understand that this is the situation we are in, and we should really play our part as human beings and try to be a little bit more understanding of what we are and what our responsibilities in this world are. Now, let me state that here, as we are in this new environment, a country that is not an Islamic country, we have added responsibility. And that responsibility is that we have the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intact in original words with us. That belongs to the entire humanity, not just us, not us believers. We must deliver that message to the best of our ability to people that are around us. If we do not deliver that, we have a amana that we have not really been truthful to it. We should deliver that message to the ability we have. That message may simply be by behaving properly as a neighbor, by being kind to the person that asks you for a direction, taking something away from the road, making the road clear so nobody falls down. All of that behavior represents who you are as a believer. And people come to you and they say, who are you? And you say, I'm so and so. Are you a Muslim? Yes. Oh my God, what is Islam? I don't know anything about it. Then you have a chance to tell them, this is what Islam means. They will immediately say, but don't you believe in Jesus Christ? Of course. I cannot be a Muslim until I believe in Jesus Christ. Oh, I did not know that. Then you say, well, we are all Abrahamic faith. Abraham, you believe in Abraham also? Of course I believe in Abraham. They did not know that. They felt American people basically are very, very comfortable in the knowledge they have. They go to the school, they think they know everything. They don't even know where Africa is, where Asia is, whatever else, but they are content because they are self-sufficient here. They don't know much about Islam. All they heard about Islam is from the conflict in Middle East where there is geographical problem, political problem, not a religious problem, but they feel that all Muslims are probably, terrorists, and they don't believe in all these other things, and they have their own Allah. And all we have to do is educate them, tell them a little bit. As they learn more, then they will read. Now that they have access to Professor Google, it's very easy really to correct themselves. And more you interact with them, more you will realize that you have discharged your responsibility and you have now really given what you have to others. And hopefully that will really give you a satisfaction inside again. But so far as you yourself are concerned, try to introspect, look within yourself, feel Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within you. Go into sajda. When you go into sajda, realize that even if you cannot see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is seeing you. Make that connection that will purify your heart. Ask Him to purify your heart. Try to be as good as you can, and then inshallah, with Allah's will, He will draw you closer to Him. And once you are connected to Him, then He takes over and He cleanses your heart, and that makes it very peaceful for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the wisdom and the knowledge and comprehension that we have a certain status in society, that we have a certain responsibility in the society, that we are given the power and the understanding to make sure that we can pass this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on to not only to our children and their children, but also the people that are around us. Jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum.